What's up, YouTube? Back again. They say all the YouTube gurus, I've been watching videos trying to learn how to do this, be better at my craft, making videos. Still, it just still feels weird talking into a camera. I like talking to people, so I just gotta try to imagine that this camera, this phone is a person, because it still feels strange to me. So all those guys that have been doing this for years, all the ladies that have been doing this for years, making part-time money, full-time money, or have become millionaires by talking into a camera, I got much respect for you, because it's not easy. But anyway, a lot of them say, oh, that first 3 minutes you gotta grab them or people are just gonna sign off. So what I'm talking about today is top 10 ways to keep a job. Now, everybody says they don't want a job, they want to own a business. I agree. Everybody wants to be their own boss. But until you get there, most of the time you need to get a job so you can stack up, save up, purchase business equipment, or even purchase a business, or put yourself in a position to create an ideal profile so that you can get an SBA loan or a loan to buy a business. So let's talk about it. If you aren't interested in keeping a job, click off. We'll see you on the next one. This is for the young brothers, young sisters out there. The economy's tight, so let's jump into number one. This one seems pretty obvious, but I've been hearing this from people within the family, and I was talking to Joel, one of my colleagues, last week. Shout out to Joel, one of the top expediters, him and his wife April, here in Atlanta. Just talking about different things we run into, and my old friend Russ and other fathers and mothers talking with their kids and their nephews and nieces. But number one, put your phone down. I mean, it just seems like, I don't like to call out certain groups, Gen Z, millennials, or what, but it just seems like a lot of young people I've spoken with that have had problems at their jobs and kind of eventually no longer work there was because, well, yeah, I was on my break and I was on my phone, or it was slow and I was on my phone. It was nothing to do, so I was just looking at my phone, or something involving the phone. Like, if you're just getting started in life or trying to create a track record at a job or build your reputation as being a hard worker, there's nothing on your phone that's important when you're at work. Talking to your girl, talking to your wife, your husband, maybe your kids. I could see that, having it on standby somewhere off to the side for emergencies if you have young children. But just being on your phone, looking at YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, whatever you guys are looking at these days, it's not worth losing your source of income. So stop. It's not worth it. Number two, I've spoken about this with a lot of my colleagues and their families as well. Drop the sense of entitlement. You're new to the job. You may not have experience in that field, or you do. You're still new. You're the new kid on the block, new man on campus. Don't respond to questions or assignments, or have a certain tone about your in your responses that you feel like you're better than what you're currently doing. If you're better than what you're currently doing, your job, then you wouldn't be there. You'd be doing something else. You'd have your own business. You'd be a day trader. You'd be a YouTube star or something like that. So just be humble. No one in 2025, 2026, whenever you watch this, 2027, shout out to the future, No one cares about your degree anymore, unfortunately. It used to mean something. These days it doesn't. Nobody cares about your bachelor's degree. Nobody cares about your master's degree anymore. I have a master's degree from Georgia Tech. Shout out to Georgia Tech. Nobody cares anymore. And all you people with PhDs, no one cares. There's PhDs in New York City driving cabs these days. Or probably Uber now, right? So just drop the sense of entitlement. There's whole ways to work on that, self-improve. Look it up on your own. We're not going to get into it here. Number 3, this one seems pretty straightforward and simple, but for some reason it's super hard for people. Show up on time. Let's say it again. Show up on time. Again, you're new to the job, because you can't be old to the job and not follow this rules. If you don't follow this rules a few times, you're out of there. Pardon me, I'm eating my sweet potato chips on the way home from work, breaking my fast. Probably shouldn't be doing it with these hard fried items like this. But you gotta show up on time. You just got the job. Your manager assigns you with a couple of meetings internally at the office, or you have to go to a client's office and for a meeting. And 2 or 3 times you show up late, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Again, you're not that special. You're the new kid on the block. By the way, I hate this shirt too, but I just wore it. Grabbed it in the closet. It was clean. Used to wear it all the time a few years ago. But I'm about to retire this shirt. Sometimes you just have to retire certain pieces, right? I'm not into the colors anymore. I just want to wear grays, whites, and blacks. Maybe creams. But I've heard it from several people talking to their younger family members or people they mentor, and they have issues with showing up on time. So please, if anything, as they used to say, the old heads, the boomers, if you show up on time, you're late. So if you have to be at a meeting at 8 o'clock, don't show up at 8 o'clock. Show up at 7:45 or even earlier. Always anticipate. Most of these cities, Atlanta, Boston, DC, LA, traffic is crazy. You should leave an hour before you think you need to leave. Anticipate accidents. It's stressful, trying to get to a meeting and you left at the appropriate time, at the time you deemed appropriate, and yet you still sitting in traffic, or there's an accident or something going on, or they block the road due to construction, and it's just super stressful. Don't play yourself like that. Leave in time, show up on time. A lot of these companies, they'd rather have somebody that shows up every day on time, that's consistent, versus somebody that's an expert. Half the battle is showing up, so show up on time. Number 4, never take a day off. I know this is tough for Gen Z, and I love Gen Z for this. Gen Z is like, F these jobs. I'll do what I want to do. I hope it works out. I like that attitude. But for those of us that still have to work sometimes or have jobs, don't take days off. There's a couple of people at my company right now. I hope they'll watch this. I don't think they would, because right now, I think I made about 7, 8 videos right now. I got like 6 views. But I'm good with that. This is digital real estate, as I mentioned before. And this is for my kids. This is for my nephews. This is for my son's friends. So I'm never really big on the views right now. If it's meant to be, it'll be. But yeah, a couple of people at my job, they take off all the time. Just due to different things, personal reasons. A lot of times they're sick. Please stop getting sick. Of course, you don't want to be sick in the office, but you got to prevent that. Work on ways to strengthen your immune system. But I'm not going to drag that one on. Just don't take days off when you're new to the game, because these companies are, even though they hired you, they're kind of also anticipating you screwing up, because they've dealt with other screw ups. So they're looking for you to be late. They're looking for you to take a lot of days off for no reason. You just have to be consistent. Number 5, look the part. Dress for the job that you want, not for the job you're assigned to. So I'm not saying show up to work in designer clothes or suits or fancy shoes and all this, but just be sharp, look the part. You know, button-down shirts, or even if you're not wearing button-down shirts, you know, some nice sweaters, slacks for the young men. Always well groomed, beard, hair, if you still have hair, and just look the part, because it goes a long way. Looks are very important. Like showing up on time is half the battle. Another part, half the battle, is how you look. Especially, I was gonna say especially if you're a man, but women too. Looks go a long way. Now, in another video I'm gonna do, looks don't go a long way anymore for men. Men, ladies don't care what you look like anymore. If you can provide and you're consistent, that's what they're looking for these days. So you handsome broke brothers, it's a wrap. But yeah, look the part. Number 6, be friendly. Don't be a DICK for the YouTube algorithm. We're not gonna say it. I'm still learning what you can and what you can't say. But be friendly. Why you just got the job? You're showing up on time. You're being consistent. You're looking the part. But you got a stank attitude. I'm not here. Traffic was crazy. My bills are crazy. My girlfriend's driving me crazy. My mom wants money. All these things you're carrying to the job. As the old song would say, and I forgot who sang it, just brush your shoulders off. Every day you gotta brush your shoulders off. Every day, just breathe. Take in the sun. It's a beautiful day. Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful for beautiful days. I'm so grateful for my health. Just be grateful. Be friendly. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to be good. You don't have to kiss ass. But be cordial. Be friendly. Say thank you. Don't apologize or apologize a lot. I'm sorry. Stop with that. But be friendly. Be cordial. Number 7. Kind of goes back to the phone a little bit, but I wanted to call it out more specifically. Always be busy. As my dad used to say, shout out to Charlie Brown Jr., there's always something to do. He said that when I was a kid, you know, and I was always active as a kid. I'm an only child, so I had to find stuff to do. But maybe once or twice I may have mentioned that I'm bored, you know, which you hear a lot of grown-ups saying now, I'm bored. How can you be bored? Always be busy at the job. If there's nothing to do, clean your desk. If there's nothing to do, go by the water cooler. Do they still have water coolers? Chop it up with a colleague. Ask them about their family, their pets. You're building rapport. Go back through your completed assignments. Double check them, triple check them. Reach out to clients. Ask them if there's anything they need. There's so much to do. Go outside, walk around your building. You know, do some air squats. Breathe. Call your wife, call a friend you haven't talked to, call your parents. There's always something to do. There's never a reason to be sitting at a desk to call yourself bored. And after you're at a new job, back to the job specifically, find out things that you can help others with. Volunteer. You don't have to make a big production about it though. because it does get annoying if somebody's always coming up to you asking, you know, if you had something to do for them. You know, it shows that you're proactive, but at some point somebody asking you 20, 30, 40 times over a couple months, hey, you got anything for me to do? Nobody's trying to hear that. Like, we got our own assignments at our job, so, you know, tone that down a little bit, but always be busy. And I'll say it one more time to represent my father: there is always something to do, not only at work, but especially at the house. So, and that doesn't mean play on your phone. So back to that. Number 8, mirror. I think the 48 Laws of Power talks about this. Learn the art of mirroring. Blend in. Yes, we're all individuals. We're all different. We different heights, different weights. We eat different. We have different accents. But generally, these jobs want you to fit in. How can I say this? Just being PC. You ever notice when you go to some of these companies that most of the guys are wearing the same kind of golf shirts or polo shirts, or if you're in construction, the same kind of boots around the office or in the field, or in the music industry? You know, been in those offices back in the day, there's a certain casual style. You have to look the part. If you're in a casual industry, don't show up in suits every day. If you're in an office, you're in finance, CPA, in law, and everybody's wearing jackets, don't show up in t-shirts. So just blend in. Try to mirror the people that are doing well. Mirror the owner, the president of the company. Again, that goes back to look the part, but learn the art of mirroring. You don't want to stand out at work. Standing out breeds jealousy, especially if you look good, you dress good, and you're coming in with, you know, fancy jewelry and clothes on. Leave the jewelry at home. Leave the $800 shades at home. These are $20, by the way. So every time I spend money on some shades or glasses, they get broken or lost. So I just buy cheap stuff now. But yeah, number 8 was mirror, blend in. Number 9, and we're almost done. Control your body language and your gestures. Sometimes, plus, trust me, I've heard the stories, and I've even seen it in my office with other individuals. Just got to control your body language, your gestures. Even if you don't say nothing verbally, you know, you may get called into the office by somebody and, hey, we got to complain about you, or somebody says you were rude to them, and then you go back and say, well, I didn't say anything to XYZ, you know, or you on a Teams message or a Zoom call, and, you know, you're not frowning, but you're giving off energy that others may interpret as negative. Now, of course, sometimes it's bullshit. Oh, excuse me. Dang, I didn't want to say anything like that. Algorithm, forgive me, algorithm. But control your body language, your gestures. Again, that goes back to being friendly. You don't want to cause problems with your non-verbal gestures and movements. Last one. Let's see here. It looks like I might be losing power. There we are. I had to plug up. Last one. Do not try to date the women in the office. Most of my top 10 items are they're universal. They're for men and women. But this one is specifically for the brothers, for the men. I don't care how good she looks. I don't care about her pretty eyes, her pretty legs, her beautiful body, her smile, how educated she is, how single she is. Leave her alone, especially if you're new. Don't exchange texts. Don't tell her I like your vibe, or whatever words y'all using now. Leave them alone. If you're off campus, out of the office somewhere, and you bump into that person and they want to hang out, hang out. Even then I say no. But if she keeps pressing you and y'all are out somewhere, okay, but don't be going by her office, her desk multiple times a day. Don't text her. Don't try to hang out to lunch with her. Leave her alone. You're there to make money, and that's it. I'm not gonna even drag that on. Stop trying to talk to women at your job. You're gonna play yourself, because the boss or the other higher up managers that are male, they got eyes. They may have dibs on that woman too. And if you're a handsome young man and they see her treating you friendly because you got it going on, they're gonna be mad at you. So you're just creating angst without any effort. Angst is gonna come anyway, so don't help the angst come. So stop talking to the ladies. You got time for that later. Build up your character, show up on time, be about your work, volunteer, stay busy, and these things will lead to you. These characteristics will help you keep a job. There's no guarantee, but at least if you do get laid off, you can walk away and say, I did what I had to do. All right, that's it for today. We'll catch you on the next one.